Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Wind. I've just blown in. And today we are back with more Seduce Me to the Demon War. Last time we started Erik's path, and today we're going to continue on with that. So let us go in. Go in. Reload our last save. And press on. Okay. Coffee. My mind for a moment wandered to Diana and remembered her almost evil smirk when we decided to perform the curse. What was she planning to do? Hopefully nothing truly sadistic. I mean, it is Diana. She was ready to rain holy hell down upon us when she thought she needed to get the boys home in order to win, so I wouldn't put it past her, but I'm sure in her head she's perfectly justified. I felt insanely nervous. Aw, that sounds like my entire life. Yeah, anxiety's a bitch. This entire situation was beyond my imaginations. Stuck in the demon world under two kinds of enchantments? Enchantment! Quick, get Sandal! That was unreal, even for me. Really? Really? You're getting ready to marry an incubi. You've been kidnapped by demons. You've had a succubus screw up your life. How is this beyond believement? Still, we were going to work towards finishing this war and getting me home. Well, hopefully, everyone home? We had to do everything we can to keep our focus straight. Oh. Do we really? I mean, we could just wander around this castle for days. As Erik and I were escorted to our room, I felt the need to cling to Erik's arm. It had only been a day since I had been taken away from the human world, but for the longest time I had to be enthralled to get close to him. Now I was freely and willingly able to hold on to Erik's arm. Yeah, time to become clingy. I'm gonna hug that arm so tight. I couldn't help it. I needed to feel closer to him after all this time. Being separated was not something any bride wanted from their soon-to-be partner. Aww, go us. I wrapped my arms around Erik's arm, hearing him chuckle and lay his free hand over my arms lovingly. Aww.
You know, I wanted to walk down the aisle with you as your husband.
I know.
I was so worried when you didn't show up to the ceremony.
Me too. Aw. So long. It's such a long way from when we first met him. My heart sank as I looked down. I hadn't wanted to leave him at the altar, but the Demon Lord had other plans. Yeah, blame your daddy, okay? This was not my decision. I gritted my teeth before feeling Erik's lips on my temple, causing me to look back up at him.
I know it wasn't your doing, love. Don't be upset. You weren't gone long.
Yeah, but weddings are kind of a big deal. And I would be so ticked. Not gone long. I had been in the Abyssal Plains for a full day. How was that not long? How long was I missing for? Erik rubbed his neck and looked away, a small blush forming on his cheeks.
Around 5 hours.
Okay, good to know. Good to know. At least the mortals aren't panicked. 5 hours? I was here for a full day. How does that work? Time is warped and space is bendable. Come on, keep up, girl.
Well, time runs differently here than it does in the human world.
Exactly.
And the time it takes for an hour to go by in the human world, 5 go by here in the demon world.
Cool. Also, interesting. We could, come here and have a really long honeymoon compared to what our real world time might be. Just, keep that in mind. My mind spun slightly at the idea. Time moved differently here. This is not a hard concept to grasp. Keep up. What happened to my competent protagonist from the first game? I shook my head and let it go. At least I wasn't gone for long in the human world. 'Cause that's the only world that matters. What happened when you found out I was missing?
Well, your father was demanding that Sam open a missing persons investigation since he's a police officer.
Oh,
Luckily,
good for
James
Sam.
was able to calm everyone down, and with Irides's energy, he blocked everyone's memory and told them to return home and the real wedding would begin later.
Your brothers work wonderfully together. Good job, everybody. Remind me to send them thank you notes. James can do that? Yes! Girl, Incubus! You know they have powers. Keep up.
Only with his wife's help. That gave us time to try to locate you. When we did, we all decided to come through to get you back.
Aww. Thank you. Again, I need to send out so many thank you notes. I could only imagine what it would have been like. All of them huddled in a room trying to find me. I felt a little flattered. But I knew that it was because they all cared about me, the wives included. Yeah, we are forming a nice little club, aren't we? I was happy that they did that, and I was back with Erik at last. Our walk continued until I entered my old room with Erik. Our guide left us alone, needing to prep for the rest of the day. Erik sat on the bed, ushering me to sit beside him. Like a magnet, I was drawn to him, sitting beside him. It was a major relief for my mind to know that everything was going to be taken care of. It was an even larger relief to know that I could be with the man I loved in the meantime. I laid my head on Erik's shoulder as he wrapped an arm around me.
Are you really okay?
Debatable. I nodded. Lies. I am so ticked. The only thing that was wrong with me was being trapped. I would say not being able to go home, but yeah, I guess that's part of being trapped. You know, the whole curse thing. Meh. But there was nothing I could do until we got to the Demon Lord. Erik seemed to know this as well and kissed over my head.
Well, at least you were no longer disgusted by me.
Yeah, that... I would feel horrible about that. Erik... I was never in control. It was true. I didn't have any control of myself. It was almost cringeworthy remembering how horrible things I had said to him. Haha, yeah. You and your sex eyes. Yeah, that's kinda horrible. This new freedom was a blessing. Erik nodded once again before hugging me softly to him, laying us back across the bed. I wrapped my arms unconsciously around him and listened to the rhythm of his breathing. It was slow, relaxed, which made me in turn feel at peace. Yeah, that is very soothing.
We'll get to go home soon.
Yay! And then wedding, and then honeymoon, and yay, hopefully all the sexy eyes are back then. I know. I closed my eyes, letting our embrace slowly entice me to sleep. It didn't bother me that I was dressed with my boots still on. Oh, that would bother me. Not so much shoes as would be the pants and the corset, because I have laid down in corsets before, and they are not the most comfortable thing to sleep in. It was such a peaceful transition. I barely felt the shift between being awake and being asleep. I held Erik close to me, listening to his heartbeat. The simple syncopation of it filled my own heart with such joy that I could not deny the smile on my face from stretching further. Whatever held me for so long no longer had hold of my mind and my body, allowing my heart to once again guide my actions. As I slept, however, a voice I had not heard in a while reappeared. Gosh darn it, 5 seconds of peace.
Why? Why did you do that?
Wait, you're the one that put the repulsion spell on me? Oh, we're gonna have words. Huh? Within the darkness of my dreams appeared a familiar purple orb, floating in the vast space. I felt once again charmed by it, but I was more confused as to why it was in my dream and why it had asked me such a question. Gee, who do you think cast the repulsion spell? I seriously miss when my character was competent. So much of the story only works because... stupidity. You.
Why would you do that?
Why would you put a repulsion spell on me? Do what? Oh, what are you doing here?
I don't understand.
I don't either. Explain. What are you doing here? I had to repeat myself. The orb didn't move or change, but something about looking at it made me feel unsure. Why was this spirit haunting me?
I don't understand why you like him.
He's hot. He's flirtatious as hell. He has a vulnerable streak in him. I can keep going. Why, like, Erik? Wait, was this spirit the reason I was aggressive to Erik? Yay! My character finally figured it out! I glared at the orb, suddenly putting two and two together. You were the one who made me act so cruel toward him? Yeah.
He's icky. He's an icky man.
Oh dear thing. No, he's not. He's the man. He's my fiance. Excuse you. That's right. I was getting married to him. I couldn't be so cruel to him. I had a reason why I was going to be his wife.
Just because you're marrying him doesn't mean he's not icky.
Ugh, girl. At least I'm assuming you're a girl. You sound feminine. No, do not pick this fight. You will not win. What is so icky about him?
He talks funny.
No, he doesn't.
He's touching you.
Wanted?
He has those.
Oh, say it. Frickin' dare you. Sex eyes?
Yeah. He's so icky. Icky!
Well, you are very much a child.
I'm not as disgusting as you make me out to be, Spirit.
Hi, sweetie. Welcome back. My heart jumped at the sound of Erik's voice. In front of me, he appeared, a reddish shadow which quickly formed itself into Erik. The orb seemed to pulsate at the sight of him.
Icky man.
I will hurt you. Fight me!
My name is Erik, and you are not welcome in my princess's dreams or her body.
Thank you, sweetie.
You're not either.
Yes, he is, as it's my mind and body. He has a visitor's pass. You don't. Erik! Erik looked back to me and smiled before stepping forward, making the orb back away a bit. I couldn't tell if it was fear or anger, but the pulsing energy around the orb seemed to become larger at Erik's stare.
My duty is to protect my princess from anything that threatens her.
Exactly.
You, rogue spirit, are considered a threat.
Oh, my prince is being my knight. Awesome.
All you do is touch her and take her energy.
Hey! Those are welcomed advances, and I give that freely. That's not true.
What else does the icky man do?
Makes me feel safe, makes me feel loved, gives me someone to come home to, gives me someone to listen to me who I want to share my life with. I opened my mouth to retort back, but suddenly froze, feeling my thoughts escape me. For some reason, I couldn't remember anything else Erik had done except for what the spirit said. Oh, god damn it, game. Stop forcing the I suddenly become stupid so we can have a narrative here. He would kiss me, hold me, and take my energy. Yeah, those things are true, but you enjoy those kisses and being held. As far as I'm concerned, him needing energy is a small price to pay. This was wrong. Something was definitely wrong. Why couldn't I pin down more things Erik did for me? I held my head and shut my eyes, trying to focus harder on my thoughts. Erik, however, stepped towards the orb, a group of ethereal tendrils emerging from his back. Oh, right! He has tentacles! He gives me tentacles. Now shut up. Don't question my kinks.
That's enough. You don't belong here, spirit.
Thank you. I expected the spirit to fight back, but it didn't say anything more. After a moment of silence, the spirit faded into the darkness of the dream. Erik and I both let out a small sigh of relief.
Are you okay?
Can you try dispelling me one more time? I think the orb did something. Yeah, I am. Okay, I want a third option of, can you check me to make sure the repulsion spell isn't back or some other spell, because it's not out of the realm of possibility. I will say this is a writing flaw of the game, but I guess I'll just go with what's here, which is, yeah, I am. Erik nodded before wrapping his arms around me.
I swear that I will keep you safe.
And that protective streak is one of the things I love about him. The words Erik spoke resounded in my chest, making me feel light and believe every word that escaped his lips. I felt safe enough just to hear his determination. Still, I couldn't help but feel a small restlessness in my body, despite being in a dream. I thought that sleeping would help my anxiousness at the situation I was in, but it only made me more worried. With this new fear in my mind, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to hold out until we defeated the Demon Lord. A spirit was really actually haunting my thoughts. This was insane, to say the least. No, this is weird. This isn't insane, it's just weird. Still, the spirit was quelled for now, at least until we found a way to expel it from my body. Let's put that as a priority. Defeat Demon Lord, expel spirit, in that order. I woke that morning before Erik, physically refreshed but mentally troubled. The event that ran through my dreams both bewildered me and scared me. How long was the spirit going to be stuck to me? That is a good question. Maybe we should, find a library, find an expert in spirits, work through this shit. A knock at the door interrupted my thoughts and woke Erik.
Who's there?
Indeed. Oh, he has pants on. Darn it.
It's us. We brought food.
Ooh, yummy.
Can we come in?
Yeah, sadly we're both pretty much dressed. Huh? Sure. The thought of food made me relax a bit and forget about the circumstances I was under. The door opened to reveal the other incubi and their wives, holding plates of food. James and Iridessa, however, each carried 2 full plates, passing one to me and Erik.
Oh, thank you, James.
Yeah, James can actually cook from what I remember. You're awesome. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Aw. You're adorable, Iridessa.
You'll never guess who prepared it, though.
James? My mind instantly went to Matthew or James. See? They were usually the ones who made food when they lived in my house. Still, it could have been Damien as well. Well, as we've ran through all of the options but Erik and Sam, I'm gonna guess Sam, just for the what the hell of it. But then my mind cycled to the rebel leaders and Diana. They were in their castle as their guests, so it would make sense if they made us food. Looking down at my plate, I noted the selection of food. Fruit slices, bread, cheese, and some form of meat jerky. It seemed native to the demon world, but it was indeed human food. Using process of elimination, I decided that it was probably Diana.
How did you both sleep? Our rooms are on the opposite end of the hall, so we didn't know how you two were doing.
Well, are you saying we're usually loud? I had a creepy spirit in my head, and Erik chased it off, maybe? Question mark? So, if any of you know anything about spirits, we should probably get on that.
Did you two get to catch up
Matthew, hush. The adults are talking.
Please, Matthew. They
Thank you.
obviously did more than catch up.
I
A bit
wish.
of Twilight Tango, sensual salsa,
Oh,
and
God.
then he dipped right in.
Oh, God, you two deserve each other. Both of you hush. The adults are talking.
Well,
I know. Erik and I looked at each other, ignoring Norm's innuendo as we thought of the seriousness of the situation. Did we want to tell them what was going on? I do! But you know what? I'm just gonna eat my food because I'm actually really hungry. I didn't want to be the one to explain. I decided to make Erik be the one to talk by sticking a piece of fruit in my mouth. To my surprise, the fruit was absolutely delicious. I closed my eyes and absorbed myself in enjoying the taste. As if Erik knew what I intended, he cleared his throat and began to explain. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much.
well, it would seem that my princess has a bit of a visitor.
A very rude one, by the way.
A visitor? What do you mean?
Wait. Hold on, are you saying that?
Am I saying what? Question mark.
You're pregnant?
What? Yeah, that totally makes sense. I choked. The shock of the question jammed the piece of fruit that was melting in my mouth down the wrong tube. Yeah, that's understandable. But luckily, my coughing shut it back out. I covered my mouth and swallowed the fruit piece before glaring at the group. No. Oh, sweetie, go get the pregnancy test. How could I have been pregnant? Well, you see, the man puts his... Sure, there were moments where we could have conceived a child, but I did not want kids yet. Well, life's gonna throw a curveball at you. Besides, now is not the time or place to imagine me being pregnant. And yeah, it's not gonna stop it from happening. I looked Erik completely red in the face and noticed that he was laughing in response. For a moment, I wondered what he was thinking.
Is having a child that bad?
For me, it is. The room around me seemed to freeze as the spirit's voice appeared in the air. I looked around and noticed that everyone, including Erik, was still. What?
The icky man doesn't think so.
What do you mean? And stop calling him Icky Man. If you really are our child, that's your daddy, goddammit. In the middle of the room, the spirit appeared, making me gasp. It floated over to Erik and spun around his head, making him light up slightly.
Well, if she were pregnant, I'd be able to expand my legacy.
Oh, sweetie. And I'm also gonna bet this is very much selective hearing on the spirit's part. Whether or not my character figures that out. Erik? Was that really what he was thinking? He wanted children to expand? No. No, this was a trick. Not necessarily. Again, this is an area where the game kind of falls through of not showing us their time together leading up to the wedding. Did they talk about kids? Yes, no. What are their stances? Again, it feels a misstep in the writing. I glared at the orb as it finally moved back to the center of the room. You're lying to me. Whatever you're trying to do won't work.
I'm not doing anything. Just look at him.
I am looking. Promise. I did, wanting to prove the spirit wrong. However, my eyes couldn't lie to me. Oh, your eyes and brain lie to you all the time. He had a nervous, almost pondering smile on his face. I'm sorry, those things feel reasonable expressions to have. Very reasonable. I don't understand this leap in logic we're taking here. As if he was keeping quiet about his thoughts. No, he's frozen in time. Were the thoughts I heard really Erik's? Yeah, potentially, but so what? much like giving him energy as, just part of being in a couple with him wanting kids is not a bad thing. It really feels like something you should have talked about before you got engaged, but, it is a conversation you can still have.
He's an icky man.
No, he's awesome. Would you stop saying that?
It's true. He wants to make babies with you. You heard so yourself.
Hey, I am not opposed to the process, my friend. He didn't say that, But, in a way, he did. Oh, god damn it. Why is my character stupid? Expand his legacy? Who says that? He's an incubi. You can't hold him to a human standard. He's not a human. Well, then again, the look on his face couldn't lie to me. The more I gazed into his eyes, the more I could see a form of disappointment. Was I overthinking? Yes! Yes, you are overthinking it. Stop. Remember, this is the man you love and wanted to spend your life with.
He keeps touching you and trying to make you feel good. He wants to make you have his babies.
Hey, that's a mutual decision, and one you're gonna benefit from, you little ball you. You know what? Just stop it. I didn't want to hear it. This was something I had to figure out myself. If the spirit was telling the truth, which I doubted, then I would deal with Erik when the time came. However, the primary problem was that the spirit was still inside of my body. Yeah, that's an issue. I looked to the floating orb, seeing it bob up and down in place. So how long do you plan on sticking around? Well, if this is pregnancy, probably 9 more months. Then again, demon pregnancy might be longer or shorter.
Sticking around?
How long until you exit my body and can live on your own? How long do you plan on being in my body?
Oh. I don't know.
Right, coat hanger time. I didn't know? It didn't know? I wanted to stand up, but I felt my body stay in its place. I guess in whatever phase this spirit had me in, I could only shift my head, but not move from my spot. That only proved that this was in my head. You don't know? Well, to be fair, it is a fetus. You can't expect it to have had health class.
I don't know.
Right, time to ask the demon wives. I'm betting at least one of them has a kid. How do you not know? Again, it's a fetus. It hasn't been to school yet.
I just don't. I tried, but I can't get out.
Because you're a fetus. You're still developing, obviously. This was proving to be useless. As childlike and innocent sounding this spirit was. Is it? It's kind of holding you hostage. This conversation was obviously going to go nowhere. I sighed and lowered my head, closing my eyes.
I was trapped when I died too, you know?
Wait, you died? Huh? I feel confused. Huh? Huh is a very good answer here. I looked up at the spirit, suddenly curious. They were trapped when they died? As the world began to move again around me, the orb vanished without a trace.
We have a different issue. My princess is being haunted by a spirit.
Yeah, that's still going on.
A spirit? But I can't hear its thoughts.
That is actually kind of worrying. He is the resident telepath in this verse.
You can't catch everything, Damien.
Aww. It's okay. You tried.
That doesn't make sense. If a spirit's inside of her body, we would have sensed it.
Really? Would you have? Are you like movie horror, Carrie? Like if you drop pig blood, If we dropped a bucket of pig's blood on you, you'd be able to kill us all? Because, I mean, if we could do that on the battlefield, that'd be great.
That's the odd part. There's someone within her, but they are not powerful enough to be pinned down. It's as if...
As if... Go on.
It's a child.
Okay, I assume a child would be easier to pin down, but okay. Yes! How did you know?
Spirits of children are extremely versatile, miss. They are smaller and less noticeable than a regular spirit, but their emotions run just as high, if not higher, making them more powerful.
Goody. And I have one of these in me. Yay.
So a child made you fight Erik?
Apparently. Still making me fight him. Yes. It's also called Erik the Icky Man. Which I don't agree with, by the way.
Well, you were for a long time, dude. You can't deny that.
Hey, don't go throwing his past in his face. He has changed.
That was before I met my princess.
Exactly. And now he's much better. I looked to Erik as he looked back to me. His eyes were full of love and appreciation as he smiled down at me, making a small blush run across my cheeks. Erik gently lifted a hand across my cheek, making my face warm up at his touch.
You changed me for the better and turned me into a proper man.
Aww.
I would never wish for you to feel that I am disgusting.
Not possible. Super not possible. Erik. I'm gonna kiss your cheek, sweetie. Have some energy. Erik was so sweet to think of me. I loved him for everything that he was and is. He was occasionally perverted and seductive now and then. Hey, I like those traits about him. But that was part of his charm I fell for. Exactly. He was still my Erik. As I kissed his cheek, Erik gasped and I could feel a quick forming warmth appear under his cheek, under my lips. I pulled away and noticed a red tint across his face, but a loving smile still plastered on his expression.
Should we leave?
Yes.
They look like they're ready to make those babies now. Ow!
Yes, get out. Also, thank you, whoever did that.
Knock it off, Matthew.
Thank you, James. Before anyone could laugh, however, another knock appeared at the door. Who is it?
Diana, dear, may I come in?
Oh, sure, we're just having a pajama party, apparently. Sure, come on in. As Diana entered, the room became silent. Yeah, the queen just entered. I feel like I should curtsy or something. Her guard, Sergio, followed behind Diana and stepped into the room as well, closing the door for her. He remained by the door as Diana looked at my plate. Yeah, I'm eating, sweetie, don't worry.
Did you not enjoy breakfast? I can make you something else if you'd like.
Aw, you cooked? That's so sweet. You tried. Huh? I quickly looked down at my plate, realizing I had barely touched the food. I shook my head and looked up at Diana. No, this was great. We were just talking.
I see.
Do you? With your one eye and all of your hair? I want to brush it and put it back in a ponytail. Just once.
Thank you for breakfast, by the way.
Yeah, you're awesome. Good hosting.
My pleasure. I'm sorry that it's not much, but it's something to fill the stomach.
Exactly. It sounds awesome.
It's all good. It's better than that stew that everyone else was eating.
Stew? Question mark? I like stew.
We had stew?
Exactly.
Trust me, don't worry about it. You're not missing much.
Wait, Twilla had the stew? Now I want the stew. Get me the stew.
Indeed. Anyways, I came by to ask you something, dear.
Really? Huh? Ask me what?
What exactly is going on? What was controlling you last night when your husband came around?
Well, we have some theories about that. Right, Diana still didn't know what happened. Yeah, timed exposition dump all over her. Oh, well, we were just talking about that. As I stared at Diana, I felt something inside me grow very happy. Why would I be? She was feeding us and making sure we were at least comfortable. Hell, she was going to break the curse on me and kill the demon lord. At least I hope she would. Yeah, I hope so too. Still, something felt odd about the way I felt. I shook my head and looked to Erik. He nodded and looked to Diana, causing her attention to turn to him.
A rogue spirit has taken refuge in her body.
A spirit?
Yeah, a child spirit on top of that.
How? We felt no such.
It's a child, Diana.
Yeah.
A mere child? What kind of child has that much anger and sadness that they can control a human body?
Well, I don't know about demons, but child does not necessarily equal happy. And as it's a spirit, I'm gonna guess it died at some point, so... Yeah, most deaths are not happy, fun occasions, you know?
My lady, if I may.
Okay. Everyone in the room, myself included, looked to Serio, who had stepped forward by Diana's side. Diana took a moment to watch Serio, measuring his intentions, before nodding and stepping back. With a nod, Serio turned away from her and looked to me. Serio stepped once more in my direction, before bringing his spear up and pointing it at me. What? Half Angel, what are you doing? Whoa, whoa, whoa!
What are you doing?
Exactly. Without answering, Serio continued to stare at me intensely. The spear in his hand began to glow a bright gold and white color, making me that much more concerned.
Sanctus et husec siamentes!
Word Latin. I really kind of wish they would translate these lines. Before anyone could jump at Serio, the guard leaned forward, nearly an inch toward me, pressing the spear closer to my body. Ew, white light. However, it was stopped by a bright white magic barrier that suddenly formed around my body, and the sound of a child screaming. The cry rang violently in my head, causing me to grip my head in pain. Gah! Get out of my body, and it probably will. You know, just saying, you're kind of an intruder.
Princess!
Erik reached for me, but found himself pressing against the shield as well, unable to get close to me. The sharp tip of Serio's spear pressed against the barrier, causing white ripples to wave from it. Serio pushed the spear harder, trying to pierce through. The screaming, however, intensified in my head with each push.
What in the seven hells?
Agreed. What in the seven hells indeed.
I've never seen magic like that before.
Carrie, I have so many questions about your background.
I can hear it. The spirit is crying inside her head. It's hurting her.
Yeah. I don't think you need to be a telepath, though, to see that.
Damn it!
Agreed. Serio finally pulled back and stepped away from me. The glow around his spear vanished, and Serio looked to Diana. The screaming in my head stopped at last, and the barrier finally vanished, allowing Erik to wrap his arms around me and pull me close to him.
This spirit is extremely powerful, my lady. Powerful enough to block holy magic.
Okay! I super don't like this.
That's impossible.
You say that, but it happened. I quivered in Erik's embrace, feeling the after effects of the sudden event hit my body like a wave. My nerves were vibrating, with every hair on my body was on edge. My eyes, despite this, looked to Diana and Serio. Diana looked at me and suddenly glared.
Clever spirit.
Indeed.
Clever spirit? What do you mean?
Look at who the spirit is haunting. She's practically bleeding endless waves of energy. The spirit must be consuming it to survive and use its abilities.
Oh, goody! It's a parasite. The entire room looked to me, and I could see in their eyes that she was right. Was I really that full of energy? Yeah. You don't remember Diana taking some on her way out in some verses? What kind of energy? How did the amount of energy I had affect this?
The spirit is a demon, then?
Probably.
Only a demon could make a barrier like that.
Interesting.
But
A barrier against holy magic?
Well, it is powerful apparently, and it is leeching off of me the ultimate battery.
It's unheard of.
Why?
Not necessarily. If a
Thank
demon
you.
is powerful enough, they can block holy magic, but it takes a large amount of energy.
Yeah, and guess who their battery is? Erik,
We have to find another way to expel it. If holy magic won't work, something else will. Spirits can't bind themselves to living bodies forever.
Good to know! Hopefully it won't turn me into a spirit when it decides to leave.
Yeah. We'll get this spirit out one way or another.
Okay, cool. Would we? The spirit was powerful enough to fight back against holy magic, which apparently was powerful on its own. I became nervous once again. Erik, feeling me tense up in his arms, gave my body a small squeeze and comfort. I closed my eyes, feeling his warmth slowly but surely calm me down.
Whatever the case may be, I'm sure we've at least weakened it. It shouldn't attempt to control you again, at least for today.
Thank you. I think. Maybe. Question mark. Thank you? Diana ran a hand through her hair and looked around the room, pressing her lips into a fine line.
So, about all of you participating in the war, you all obviously need to train.
Yeah, we do. Let's get to that, shall we? Everyone nodded in agreement to Diana's statement. When we weren't battle ready, we still needed to at least know how to defend ourselves. Well, I would actually argue the boys are battle ready. You know, they did train to fight demons. Or devils, I should say. Diana, however, looked to me.
You, most of all.
I am potentially pregnant and have a spirit in my head, so... shouldn't I, not be fighting? Huh? Me? I was suddenly confused. How come I was the odd one out that had to be ready the most? The last thing I remembered about me training was that Diana was against the idea altogether. Diana sighed and rubbed her temple. Yeah, that sounds the right level of expiration.
Apparently, there are guidelines to breaking this curse.
Okay.
Not only do we have to kill the demon lord, but you have to be nearby when it happens for the curse to even break.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up, and by the way, you buried the lead. That makes no sense. Actually, it makes total sense, but my character's stupid this playthrough. Where did you learn this? She's the demon queen. I trust her.
Shadow. He spent the night trying to find alternative ways to break your curse. Unfortunately, we didn't find anything of the sort, but we found the guidelines to breaking it.
Okay. Remind me to send him a thank you note. Well, it still makes no sense. Again, it makes total sense to me, but my character is dumb.
Even while it doesn't, it's still better to be safe than sorry.
Agreed.
I don't want to kill him and then still have you stuck here because of an error.
Exactly. Dot your I's and cross your T's. I could only sigh and take it in. So I had to be there when the Demon Lord fell. Great. Diana waved her hand dismissively through the air, breaking my potential thoughts.
Anyway, we can't have you dying on the way there, and we can't monitor you when we're in battle. You should at least know how to defend yourself.
Agreed.
That's why we've come up with a solution.
Ew. Go on.
Huh? What solution?
Matthew, shush. The adults are talking.
Simple. The other rebel leaders and Sarah have agreed that if you'd like a trainer to enhance your abilities, you can train with one of them.
Really? That is interesting. That is very interesting. I stared, seeing Serio step forward with a nod.
Each of the leaders is proficient in a different area of magic and battle strategy. Good
Okay.
enough for self-defense. I can't speak for the others, but I can assure you that with Sarah's skill and training methods, you will be well prepared by the time the siege arrives.
Yeah, but he's kind of your personal guard, and I don't want to take him away from you. He feels way more important at your side. Serio nodded and bowed to me slightly. While I was flattered at the idea, did I really need a trainer? Yes! Yes, you do. I knew Taekwondo, and I at least knew how to defend myself, demon or not. And then again, we were in the demon world where magic was the norm. Yeah, you are. Keep that in the back of your head. I'd like to train with Stereo. I don't need a trainer. What would the others teach me? You know, just what are my options here? Dan ran a hand through her hair, looking to the side as she listed off the leaders and their skills.
Sergeant is a brute demon, bred from a nomadic tribe.
I met him!
He'll most likely teach you the ways of the brute demon, using your fists and speed to keep you alive.
I like using my fist and my speed.
Shadow is, by definition, a shadow demon. So he'll probably teach you about
Use
dark
the pretty
magic,
anime boy, right?
and assassination.
Ew. The Dragon Age person in me super loves rogues, and I kind of want to pick that just on principle.
Rabbit is a wild magic-based animal demon, using her animal-focused energy as her weapon. She'd probably teach you how to do the same.
Ew. I'd be able to pull a rabbit out of me. That sounds great. Better than a hat, really.
Faye? I am honestly not sure. I know they can change their size and use elemental magic as well.
Ew.
But to be
Fireball!
honest, I do not know what they would teach you.
Magic missile? Yeah, I kind of would rather have fireball than magic missile, truthfully. Who to choose? You know what? I have actually already met Sergeant, so I'm gonna choose him. Dan nodded. Sergeant was the military commander, and I could tell he was strong just from looking at him. He was my best bet in learning how to defend myself. And on that note, with that decision made, it is time to cut the video. Until next, Taktikatila Kiddo.